We just had an extremely big weekend as a nation, and I'm not going to go through that again, but I think it's important to note that this January, this coming Sunday, at the Jones Library, there was a new film on Thomas Paine. It's a birthday party, and some of you may want to go. But there was a quote that was attached to it, which I'm going to give now, from Thomas Paine, that says, "One must always speak truth as one sees it, no matter the consequences." Last week, during public comment, I distributed to you the Amherst Media's annual report of 2016. Excuse me. While I spoke about the excessive increase in the number of government meetings recorded by Amherst Media, 70 more than the previous year, I did not have the time to direct your attention to the 21 attached letters. These letters are from organizations and individuals who wrote in support of Amherst Media during the cable renewal ascertainment period. Each letter describes in detail in what Amherst Media works in conjunction with them. Included in that list is the Police Department of Amherst, League of Women Voters, Jones Library, Amherst Area Chamber of Commerce, Amherst Survival Center, Rotary Club of Amherst, Community Relations of UMass, Department of Communications UMass, Center for Public Policy UMass, 5 College Learning Retirement, Afro-Am Studies at UMass, Youth Action Coalition, Amherst Baseball, to name a few. And I direct you to that because they really took the time to write those letters, and I think it gives a better idea of some of the things we do beyond the government channel. Additionally, I would like to refer to comments recently made in Amherst Bulletin article January 20th, 2017, attributed to the town manager. In that article, town manager Paul Bachman said Friday that even with this new process that will play out and no contract yet signed, Amherst Media is still being paid. The arrangement, he added, isn't much different than a decade ago when what was then Amherst Community Television operated without a contract from October 2006 to February 2007. I want to be on the record saying this is a very real difference between the period of 2006 till 2007 that was regarded in the article, as compared to the period we find ourselves in today. Back then, ACTV was in negotiations with the town for a renewed contract. Lawyer Bill August of August and Epstein represented ACTV, using the time to dramatically expand and modernize the language from the contract issued in 1996. Throughout that period, ACTV knew it was in negotiations, had legal representation, and was actively engaged in the dialogue. Whereas during this period of over 90 days, Amherst Media has been without a contract, we are not in negotiations or even discussion with the town. We have offered examples of how 17 Western Mass towns and cities have found a satisfactory method in which to keep the PEG providers independent and funded. To date, this option has not been pursued with us. We advised the town manager that statewide efforts were underway to place the needed 30B exemption for nonprofit providers of PEG service into state legislation, again, resulting in no local conversation. Legislation has already been introduced at the State House in Senate docket number 1491 to mandate the provisions of high definition and electronic programming guide for all PEG channels. Excuse me. While these were issues identified by our Amherst subscribers, the town, like so many other locales, was unable to obtain them during the cable renewal negotiations. To conclude, why does the town feel it is normal to treat an organization that has collaborated with it for the past 41 years in such a disrespectful and dismissive manner? While throughout these 3 months, the town's expectation is that Amherst Media continues coverage of all select board meetings, like tonight, and tomorrow's school committee, and Wednesday planning, and Thursday finance committee, and next Monday the special town meeting, as if we still had a contract. We have continued to make the overtures to the town for dialogue and continue to perform our duties as defined within our lapsed contract in good faith, that we will be paid for our services when Comcast's February quarterly payment comes to town. Given the uncertainties of what the town will decide to do, Amherst Media is requesting a written commitment from the town to pay for services rendered. This is just good business sense supported by common sense. Thank you.